Hello, everyone, and welcome to a private expose just for you. I have with me my mentor, an amazing marketer. Um, some people call her the digital dingbat. I get it because every time I hang out with her and there's something technical, and during this video, if it gets scrambly, it's just because she's here. That's the effect that she has. There's some kind of electromagnetic frequency that she's got. But I don't really call her the digital dingbat. I call her my friend and really one of the greatest leaders ever. And this is why I say that. I don't say it to be like, to pump her up. I say it because she's literally one of the very first leaders that I met that was willing to show you exactly what she was doing, and it's not pretentious. There's no like fake air of like I've been doing this for 15 years and I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. It's, hey, this is what I've been doing. Check it out. If you're interested, try it out. See if it works for you. So with that, I would love to introduce you all to my mentor, good friend, and amazing leader and marketer, Mrs. Diane Hochman.
Oh gosh, Bert. Well, thank you. I'm so excited to be here, and every time I'm with you, I got a big smile on my face. So what's going on? What you got for me today? What's happening?
Well, really today I'm excited because I know that you have something really exciting going on with the Guru Code, and so I just wanted to sit down for just a few minutes, ask you a few questions. Not to release everything, not to tell us the magic code, not to give away the secrets right now, but just to give us an idea. Because I know that there's people out there that have watched. They've seen someone like myself that literally came from obscurity and really was able to harness just a little tiny bit of what you're really about to unleash. So that's why we're here. I mean, I'm excited. I'm just as excited as you are, because when you made the announcement that said, hey, I haven't even scratched the surface, Bert, what you've got is just a little, like the little, when you get a cupcake, like the sprinkles on top, like you just got the sprinkles. I was like, what? I only got the sprinkles. Then I wasn't sure if I was supposed to be excited that I was going to get all the frosting in the cupcake, or I was supposed to be like, hey, did I just get gypped? What just happened? I only got the sprinkles? Like, what? Are you kidding? So I'm excited. So let's do a rewind to talk about this Guru Code, because this isn't something that you made up. This isn't. No. I mean, yes, you created it, but you're transferring it, right?
Correct. I always have a mental block on this word. What's the word? Oh, I curated it. I can never pull that word up. I curated it. From studying people that possessed it, I started to decipher it and pull it apart and then put it together. And truthfully, Bert, this is my life's work. I'm really excited about this, and I could do a lot of hype, and I could do a lot of, blah, 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 like we see in so many of these product offerings. But the reality is that this code changed my family's life forever. Do you know that this afternoon after I talked to you, I'm going down to the car dealership. I just bought 2 cars cash, and I'm just delivering the checks to pick up 2 cars. I mean, that's insane. That's surreal. Who does that? I certainly know the dealership thought it was pretty freaky. The guy's like, what? You want 2? Okay. And he's talking about financing. I said, no, we don't need any financing. So this code changed my family's life forever. It's allowed me to be home with my kids. It's allowed me to do, I hate to say business the easy way, because I don't want to make people think that it is easy. I worked my tushy off, but in a different way than most people do. So I can't tell you how excited I am to share this with folks, those that want to receive it. Not everybody will want to, truthfully.
I'm sure that, well, and I know from experience just watching people, the other people around me, that's absolutely true, that not everyone will receive it. And, I want to go back to something that you said I think was really powerful, that I think we always overlook it. And the reason is, and I'm sure you would agree, Diane, that this whole internet thing has made everything super hypey, and everyone wants to be like, it's going to be right now and instant this and magic potions will do that, and if you sprinkle toad dust on your, I'll have like a hair on my, tomorrow. And people say these like outrageous things all the time, but something that you said that's really, it's real, is that it was life-changing. And it's not life-changing like all of a sudden angels were coming out of the sky and
Well, they
trumpets were
were, Bert,
happening.
but I don't talk. If I talk about that, people think I'm crazy. So,
Right.
you know, just
When you start talking about the unicorns, they're like, listen, I don't know about
the unicorns are when I got really excited.
They're like, I don't know about this Diane lady, but have you heard about her unicorn powder? I'm not sure if that's a real thing.
Unicorns. What can I tell you?
And the reason that I can say that it gets overlooked and that I know it's real is because my life has changed. Like, there's no doubt my life has changed, and I can say that there's a direct relationship to the results that I've received in relationship to working directly with you. Literally following a something that was super simple that you were giving away for free. Literally, you're like, hey, everybody, I'm giving this away for free. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go check it out. What's she giving away, right? Like, she's obviously doing good, this Diane Hochman lady, right? That's what I thought. And I started implementing a few of your techniques, a few of the things that you were doing on a regular basis, and it did change my life. And I want to announce it on this interview for the first time because it's pretty exciting. I'm going to cry maybe even. I don't usually cry on the webinars, guys, but this is pretty powerful. The other day, I know I do cry, but not usually with Diane. The other day, my wife told me that she was finally ready to put in her notice for her job. And guys, this isn't because, I'm not telling you that because everyone doesn't need to go to corporate America or you don't need to have a job. My wife has a dream to have like a farm and to do some things with some animals and doing stuff like that. And because of the things that I've learned and implemented, we're changing our lives and doing things that's going to be a possibility. And the other day she finally told me, so you're the first to know, Diane. This will be the first time it's announced.
That's exciting. You know, Bert, when I met you, I knew right away that you were somebody that I could hand this code to, because you did come to a training, and it was a free training open to the public. We do them every Tuesday. Bert and I are there almost every Tuesday. Once in a while, one of us isn't there. But I gave you a simple move, a move that most people overlook because it looks so simple. I'm not going to mention which one it is, but you'll know which one it is. I gave you something very simple that you could do almost like an afterthought. And if there were 100, 200 people on that webinar, everybody else just kind of brushed it aside and thought, okay, great, and they might have taken a note, but they didn't execute it. Bert was the guy that said, well, that sounds simple, and he went and executed it, and he started making sales from it, and he started getting people to show up to events, you know, that were sales events. So it started to impact his bottom line very quickly, and he would call me up, and those of you that know and love Bert know he gets a little excitable. And he called me up, and he was going on and on and on about this particular technique that starts with an M that we're not going to mention here, Bert. And I knew in that moment that Bert was one of the most teachable people I had ever met, because running your business doesn't need to be complicated. You do need to learn about marketing, okay? And I'm going to help people with that. I'm going to help people become competent, and I have a secret weapon that's going to help people become confident. Can you imagine if in a short period of time you could become both competent and confident? What can happen? And so we're going to show people this, but the question is, are people willing to give something maybe different a whirl? Because so many people have been taught life is hard and you have to work hard and all this stuff, other stuff. And I was the opposite. I was told, no, not by my parents, because my parents told me work hard and have a job in 40 years and retire and get the gold watch and then never get to do any of the things you plan on doing because you get tired and sick. That was what we were taught. But I watched other people that were living this lifestyle, and I said there's something to it, because they were doing fun, simple, and magical. And that's all I ever do. I teach fun, simple, and magical. And anybody who watches and comes down and learns about this, get back with Bert. He'll give you the information on where to get information on what we're up to. But anybody that's maybe gullible enough, like me and Bert, okay, and I say that as a compliment. When I started in this industry, I was like, okay, I'm going to get rich. All right, cool. I also thought I was getting skinny. I did that for a little while, and then I changed my mind. But I'm like, okay, I'm going to make money. Okay, cool. I'm going to stay home with my kids. Okay, cool. And I was like, and they said it's this simple. And then I started to decode all this stuff, and lo and behold, you know, this many years later, it's true. And finally, for the first time, Bert, I've compiled it, and I'm going to show it to everybody. So I'm pretty excited about it. to say the least.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm really, I'm so excited that I know already. I know there's a webinar coming up, and I'm going to invite every single person. If you're watching this, you're invited. That's the whole point. You're invited. You can come and visit us. Tomorrow or on Tuesday, whenever you're watching this on Tuesday, on Tuesday or Wednesday. When you're watching this right now, either Tuesday or Wednesday, you can come and hang out, and we're going to be there, and you're going to find out exactly. You're going to find, well, not every single detail, because you have to actually get the code, right, to be able to unlock it. You have to get it, but you're going to find out what that code is and how you can get that code. And it's not just me. That's the crazy part. This is when Diane says I get excitable. You know why? It's because it's not just me. It's not like, Diane, it's not like you were like, okay, Bert, I'm just going to tell you. You told a whole bunch of people this. Right? It's not like I'm the first one.
Never at this level, though, Bert. I will say I've never revealed it in this order. I mean, when I'm talking, I'm revealing parts of the code every time I talk. Every time I'm teaching or training, I'm dropping pieces of it. But I've never codified it like this. So I just want to make clear, because somebody might hear that and say, well, why should I come to this particular event? Because this is the first time ever it's going to be put in order. And we're going to be giving away a whole bunch of it, and then we're going to be showing people, for those that would like some advanced study, that'll be available too. And that's up to people whether or not they want that. But I'm sorry, I interrupted you, but I just want to make sure people know that it's been out there. And by the way, you could do like I did. I went around and I studied all the greats. I picked them apart. I dissected them. I stalked them. And my definition of the greats may be different than other people's, by the way. My definition of great is totally free lifestyle, financially free, no debt, traveling, having a great time, and really able to be with their family. Anybody who does that, who really and truly lives the lifestyle that this industry sells us, right? They sold me that story, and I wanted to buy that story, and then I found out that I was put into a grind and I wasn't living that story, and that's when I went after and sought this code. So it's exciting.
It is exciting. It's almost, you know what it is? It's almost like sometimes it's so magical. It's almost like sometimes it's almost like it's a dream.
Yep.
It's like that. It's like that powerful, and it's so real. It's okay. It's like when you hear it, it's so like magically, like it's like Lucky Charms, right? So you're like, wow, that sounds like magically delicious. It's like almost like, oh my gosh, I have to get it, right? Like, oh, like what is this thing? But it's like intangible. It's like this thing that you can't, like, you're like, but what is it? Do you have a
That is the exact word, Bert. You just said the exact word that my mentor always used. It's the intangibles that can only be passed from one person to another. And remember before you said you got the sprinkles, you have this beautiful cupcake. And I gave you some of the sprinkles, right? You maybe licked the sprinkles up and you chewed on a couple there. It's really good. Most people will do the sprinkles and they'll do the icing, right? We can show them something super simple. Now lick up that icing. You got me to lick on your webinar. Now, if you were to just excerpt that, you could bribe me.
I know, right? I'll be editing that later.
Hochman has started another business on this. I'm sorry. Anyway, but very few people will peel away the paper and get down into the cupcake. Okay, the cupcake is where the goodness is. It's where the future that you all want is. And what we do is most people run around licking sprinkles and icing off of every hot deal out there, every course out there, every this and that. Very few people will sit down with a mentor and commit themselves to learning and assimilating the mind of somebody that's trying to pass a legacy to you. Everybody just jumps around from technique. I don't teach technique, although I do teach some cool moves, as I've taught you. I don't teach technique. I teach people a way of thinking. And that way of thinking impacts all of their doing. Because as Wallace Wattles, the author of The Science of Getting Rich, said, a rich man or chick has a rich person's thought before they take a rich person's action. Most people are taking action out of an employee mindset and out of a lack thought process. Not enough, I don't have enough, I'll never be. So therefore their activity doesn't yield because the thought process that they're having is causing their hands and feet and lips and fingers to do things that are literally causing them to struggle. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
So when we change this and understanding, we create competency and confidence, and we change the way we see what's around us, all of a sudden our fingers and our lips and our hands and our feet start taking action from a different perspective. And that action, all of a sudden, remember that one move I taught you, that one thing, I gave you a different thought process, a different psychology, you started executing that one little thing, and your results changed. Bert didn't change. Bert was still the same great guy, same good-looking guy with the smooth, yummy head there and his smooth face this week. You know, Bert, I love you, but that other mustache, it had to go.
I know, it was ridiculous, right?
But when I taught you one, I gave you a different thought process, and I kind of repositioned you, and I said, look at it from over here. You did it, and so your lips and your fingers, when you were typing, right, on the internet, changed because the thought was different, so the activity was different, and therefore the yield was different. So it's a 2-degree change, and it gives you dramatically different results. It's crazy.
It's so crazy. And the best part is, every single person that's here right now, you have the same chance as me. You have the same opportunity. You get to come on Tuesday. You can come over on Tuesday and hang out with us. You can come on Wednesday night where you really want to be.
Tuesday's going to be our usual hangouts, and we might sneak peek a little bit on it. We might allude to it, but Wednesday night is the night. And, of course, if you see this afterwards, you may see this video a year from now. Get to Bert and find out, because if I have my way, and I usually do, this is going to be something that's a legacy that will be available over time for a long time. So if for some reason you see this a year and a half from now, if Bert hasn't pulled it down, and you find out about the Guru Code, and by the way, don't get nervous about the word guru. I'm going to show you why that word is misinterpreted and kind of funky. So, Bert, we have to run because it's getting late, because we're prepping for this thing like gangbusters. I cannot, first of all, Sonny boy, and I'm saying this like an old marketing, you know, lady or whatever, because we're about similar ages, and you're a little younger. I don't want to say you make me proud, because that sounds funny. It sounds like you're my colleague, but to be able to hand you some of this wisdom and to watch you use it and to watch you wield it, and knowing in your heart what a good heart you have and how much you desire to help people with this type of stuff, it moves me, and it honors me to be able to share it with you. And I want to thank you for going out and sharing it with other people. You know, let's rock this thing. Let's share this with as many people as we can and create a whole generation of people that possess this code. And once we've created a generation, well, you know, and then they go on and it gets biblical. They start to duplicate and, you know, all that other stuff that they did back in the beginning of the Bible. So it's going wild and crazy. So.
Well, thank you so much for taking a few moments out of your busy morning to share with everyone. Thank you so much for allowing me to come along for the ride. And I want to invite everyone, whether, like Diane said, whether you're here live, whether you're watching the broadcast, whenever this is for you, follow the links. There's somewhere around here, there's some magic links, and all you have to do is, boom, click on those links, and they will show you right where to go to so that you can find out about the Guru Code and how you can unlock this code to unlock success in your business. So thank you for
unlock the Guru inside of you, which is just the teacher and the kind heart and the person full of wisdom that all of you are.
That's it. Thank you very much. You guys, I'll see you guys on Wednesday night, and if you miss it, don't worry. Follow the links, send me an email, send me a message, right? Get a hold of someone, and preferably myself or Diane, right? Because that's who we're here right now. Get a hold of one of us and tell us, hey, I don't know where to go. If you get lost, that's okay. Just reach out. This is the amazing part about Diane. If you get lost along the way, if you just tell her, like, hey, I don't know where I am. I think I'm in the middle of a forest. She'll throw you a flashlight. She will show you where to go, right? She'll just, boop, she'll throw it right over to you. So thank you guys so very much, and we'll see you at the Guru Code.